Welcome to this tutorial from the Conservation Department at University College London Special Collections. In this video, we're going to talk about how to handle parchment and large flat items from our collections to minimize the risk of damage and make sure these items are around for as long as possible with your help. Before you proceed, please make sure that you've watched video number 1 from this series concerning general handling guidelines and video number 3 concerning archives. Thank you for your cooperation.
Archives are mostly made of paper, a familiar material we handle every day. Over time, the aging of paper fibers and repeated handling causes weakening and deteriorations that are not always immediately visible. Parchment, although less familiar, may also present handling challenges. For this reason, great care must be taken before and during the handling of these objects. For large paper items, you must begin by making sure you have enough desk space for the items to lie flat, but also for their open enclosures that can require up to 9 times the space of the object itself. Large items should be laid on a flat surface, and if removed from their housing, rest supported on a rigid support. Please request such supports from the reading room staff. To move an unsupported item, plan your movements ahead and handle it with scissor fingers between your index and middle fingers, holding diagonally opposed intact corners and letting the item drape naturally. To turn an object upside down, choose an intact edge and proceed, again with scissor fingers, by flipping the item either by doing a palms up movement to bring the top edge towards yourself, or a palms down movement to take the edge that is the closest to you away from you. In both cases, make sure your index fingers are placed underneath the paper and that your arms are long enough to lift the totality of the item comfortably. Be aware of your limitations and ask for help from the reading room staff to handle particularly large items. Do not remove items housed in polyester pockets from their enclosure. Should you absolutely need to do it, or as an alternative method to move or flip an object that is fragile, brittle, or has tears, place a sheet of board or thick blotter, larger than the item, underneath, and another on top, and move or flip the item sandwiched between these 2 layers. Now for parchment items. Please refer to video number 6 for rolled items and scrolls. Parchment items can either be flat or folded. Do not unfold folded parchment such as deeds if you feel any resistance at all from the material. The risk of damage is too high. This operation must be done by a conservator or a member of staff familiar with the object. For flat parchment items, leave the items preferably in their enclosure. Be aware of the possible presence of fragile seals that will require being supported. Contact a member of staff should your document carry any type of seal. Should you handle a parchment document, make sure you do not touch inks or pigments with your fingers, especially gold, as damage to these surfaces would be permanent and as some pigments may be toxic. Be aware of any movement or deformation in the object that could occur during your session due to variations of relative humidity or temperature, and terminate your observation as soon as any movement is observed. Keep parchment documents at least 40 centimeters away from your face. Items housed in polyester sleeves must remain in their housing. Once you are finished, put all the items back in their original position inside their original housing, applying the same principles. Thank you for your attention.